Try not to miss me.
I'll miss you a little bit. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan. Today, we've got a juicer for you. We've got Emperor control. So this is just a bit of a classic case of blue-white control with our lovely Wandering Emperor. It does a lot of different things for us. So let's just go ahead and just start off with, I guess the core win condition obviously here is going to be the Hullbreaker Horror. I love the Hullbreaker Horror because, let's get real, this card is absolutely insane. So this is going to be pretty much our finisher here. I love the Hullbreaker Horror because the way that you get to protect the Hullbreaker Horror is casting cheap things to protect it, to either bounce it back or to bounce your opponent's spells back onto the stack, into their hand. So the March of Otherworldly Light is a new Kamigawa card. This card is absolutely insane because you can cast this for one source. Like if you can have one white source or one blue source with the Fading Hope, and you have a Hullbreaker Horror out, you can protect it for just one measly little mana source here. So that is going to be why I love March of Otherworldly Light. And the March absolutely lets you take care of those Den of the Bugbears, those. Well, not March of the Hall of the Storm Giants because it has Ward, but it's going to let you get rid of Hive of the Eye Tyrant. These lands that can become creatures, you can get rid of them for one white source, and it's absolutely insane. So, Fading Hope and the March of Otherworldly Light are 1-drops, typically, that can protect the Hullbreaker Horror. Absolutely wonderful. Farewell, not only is it the just wonderful card, it gets rid of everything you could ever want, except for Planeswalkers, which kind of sucks, but artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and graveyards. If you can cast Farewell on Celestia enchantments, it's game over. So Farewell is absolutely awesome. We have 3 Doomskars. Might consider shaking it up to 3, but the thing is, if Farewell or Doomskar is not your thing and you're going against control, we have different ways to discard the cards. So we have Faithful Mending. I kind of like this card because if we're running Memory Deluge, the way that you can use this is discarding your cards that aren't relevant. So if you don't need Test of Talents or Fateful Absence because the matchup doesn't work, you can always just use Faithful Mending and discard those cards that don't work. So that's kind of what I like about here. Test of Talents is really good against control. We are running 2 Jwari Disruptions, maybe, I don't know, maybe 4, but Jwari Disruption does feel dead a decent amount of the time, so definitely like that. And we also, the extra land does help as well. So I actually do want to give a little shout out to the Faithful Judge. The Faithful Judge does get a lot of hate. I'm actually running 2. I'm not really sure what I want to do with this card yet. I do think it's still pretty good. It does create a 4/4 Defender Flying Vigilance creature, which does wall aggro pretty well, and also gives you an alternative win condition with the Sinner's Judgment. So with the Faithful Mending, you can get rid of the Faithbound Judge into the Sinner's Judgment into the graveyard, and the Memory Deluge. So if you're discarding cards, you're usually not taking that big of a value hit. So that's why I really like this. Faithful Absence is really good because I don't really care if you have a clue. We're just trying to, make time to get into our Hullbreaker Horror, and obviously the Wandering Emperor, which is lovely. Flash, and you can exile a tap target creature, and if it survives, you can use the -1 to create another Samurai token, or a 1/1 with First Strike, which is pretty awesome here. So this is just classic Emperor control. Let's get ready to use the Emperor and all of her friends, and get ready to vanquish some enemies. Knock long, how are we doing here? This is not the best hand. I guess we'll keep it. We're on the draw, so maybe we can draw into another land source, and then we have Fading Hope, which lets us scry. So if we're going against like creatures, we might be okay. Emphasis on might. We'll see. We're going Flash Stun the Tamio. Hello. They're taking a little bit of time. That's not a big deal. I'm okay. I'm okay if you take your time, but not at the beginning. At the beginning, it's like, well, come on. There's nothing really to take your time with. Come on. There we go. So we get a mountain out. Okay, so we're probably facing some sort of aggro. That's better than control because we are really starved on land sources here. We can't even Fading Hope right away. So appears we're going against Rakdos. There's the Voldaren Bloodcaster. Okay. Okie dokie. So I guess we'll just drop this, and yeah, we could always because we're short on land, I think it's better to go for Fading Hope. So we're gonna see what they got going on here. Maybe they have like a Reckless Stormseeker turn 3. Okay, they're just gonna go straight for attackers. Well, let's go ahead and Fading Hope. I want to use this just because I want to get into lands. Farewell's pretty good, but we already have one, and I just want more lands. So we're just gonna go ahead and Fort Sell that, or forego that, not Fort Sell. Well, they're an Epicure. I wonder if this is the Blood Artifact deck. I think it might be. Gonna use the blood tokens there. I think they're short on land sources. They actually get rid of the Bloodcaster, so that's actually kind of interesting. We go for Field of Ruin. I guess we'll go for this. And let's go ahead and foretell this for 2, because that's the most mana efficient way to do this. Slide this over, slide you over, and the Fading Hope. Yeah, we can go ahead and use Fading Hope again. We'll be able to use Saw It Coming at a later date. I'm actually just going to take this. I know it doesn't seem great, but I don't want them to get another blood token. Vampire Socialite, that's going to be an easy Fading Hope. Unfortunately, oh gosh, this is going to come up to a 2-2 now. So that's unfortunate, but... I guess we will. Let's go ahead and Fading Hope. At this point, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do the Vampire Socialite. Still a little bit better. Faithful Absence, I'm going to say no at this point. I'm just going to want to get into enough land to go for Farewell. And we do get that. That's really good. We'll drop this for blue. We can go for the Memory Deluge or the Saw It Coming. And we'll just go ahead and end the turn now. Yeah, sure, that's fine with me. Oh, this Epicure. Now it's a 2-2. They can go ahead and use Vampire Socialite, which is annoying. Okay, so I guess we'll just take the 2-2. Not the end of the world here. And now at this point, I'm kind of just thinking, do I want to counter this, or am I even that threatened by the Socialite? So you're gonna have Socialite number 1. We can see it coming. But I think I would rather just use Memory Deluge here. So yeah, I know they're gonna go up to a, what? This is gonna be a 3-3. Another Socialite, huh? So I guess we're really committing to the Farewell here. But because we have another land source, I guess we'll ease the pain here. Okay, we'll see it coming. Counter that, get that out of the way. We have a Fateful Absence and a Memory Deluge. I am going to be wanting to go into the Memory Deluge rather than anything else. It's not going to be fun here. We'll go ahead and use Memory Deluge. We'll dig up one more land. We'll be able to use the Farewell. It might be all good in the neighborhood. I don't know. Maybe. So they're gonna they're gonna really use this Florian. They didn't want this to come out as a 4/4. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, we're just gonna have to take it. We're just gonna have to take it. They're gonna use Florian's gonna go off here. They're gonna be able to use what? In the post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards. They're gonna use 5 cards and they'll be able to use one. Den of the Bugbear is a nightmare. That is an absolute nightmare, but okay. We're gonna have to do what we can do. Memory Deluge, and we can grab the March of Otherworldly Light. The March of Otherworldly Light can go great on the Den of the Bugbear, so we'll grab March of Otherworldly Light. And we need blue. Yeah, we could use another blue source. We'll go with the island. Okie dokie. And yeah, we'll take my turn. Deserted Beach. Okay, okie dokie. This is where it's gonna get a little bit wonky here. Do we just want to go for Farewell now? I think we're just gonna have to. So let's go for Farewell now. I actually don't want to exile the graveyards because I do have a Memory Delusion here. So we'll go ahead and Farewell. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to use March of the Otherworldly Light on the Den of the Bugbear. So exile all creatures, and that's really it, right? That's it. No artifacts, no enchantments. So this would have been just as good as a Doomskar here. But if they want to commit to the Den of the Bugbear, I actually don't care that much. Because we're going to be able to use March of Otherworldly Light for a measly 1 in due time. They actually have another one. Oh no, they have another one. That's we're getting a little hot in here, you know what I'm saying? So 3-2, okay. Down to 7 we go. We do get a Faithbound Judge. That's actually pretty cool. So I'm trying to think what's like the most resourceful way to do this. If we go for Faithbound Judge, we could also use... We have a Field of Ruin as well, so I'm just trying to think of what's like the most optimal way of doing this. We go for Hullbreaker Horror, but I don't think that's really that good right now. So we go for Faithbound Judge, Otherworldly Light for 1, and Field of Ruin. I think it's actually kind of okay. So I'm gonna place down this Faithbound Judge. No, the Faithbound Judge gets no love anymore, you know? I just never really see this thing being used. Yeah, we'll go and end the turn. We can always go for Field of Ruin on one of these Den of the Bugbears, or we can just go for March of Otherworldly Light. So we got a lot of different ways to mess around with these Den of the Bugbears. The Faithbound Judge is at an absolute wall too, so this actually does a lot of work versus aggro here. Immersturm Predator, okay. I'm not too worried about that. We can use March of Otherworldly Light to get rid of that. Falconwrath Pit Fighter. Okay. Okie dokie, so pass. Okay, well, we're gonna use Field of Ruin to pop one of these Den of the Bugbears. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. Might as well get rid of it while we can. They're gonna pop it off for 1. I wonder if they're gonna make use of that, or are they just being stingy? They just being stingy? I don't know. I don't know. We'll go ahead and grab another blue source. Sure, sure, sure. We can actually go for March of Otherworldly Light. I'm actually kind of debating it. If we use March of Otherworldly Light on this Image Storm Predator, they obviously cannot sacrifice another creature. So if we use this, we'd have to, what, exile 1 card? We could exile a Faithful Absence. I kind of don't want to do that, though. I don't think it's that necessary. Faithbound Judge will get a counter here. Oh, we get a Wandering Emperor. So the Wandering Emperor is amazing here. Just amazing here. We're just going. I think we're just gonna go and pass the turn. We can use the Wandering Emperor to exile the Predator. So yeah, just end turn. I guess we'll just end the turn here. I think so. They're actually gonna pop this. That's a little bit weird to me. It's a little bit weird to me because now they're gonna what? They're gonna tap this and they're gonna use the Memory Deluge. That's fine with me. Should we just do this now? Let's just do this now. Let's get the Wandering Emperor out now. We can just go, now that this is tapped, we can waste no time at all. Hello, Emperor!
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
We will protect our people. Let's go!
My judgment is final.
So that's unfortunate, but it's not really the end of the world. And we also have March of Otherworldly Light. So the wonderful thing here is we can use March of Otherworldly Light for just 1 white source and get, oh, well, okay. We get another Image Storm Predator. We can still take care of it with the March of Otherworldly Light, though. We're just kind of stalling right now. Not too bad of a game right now. And we'll go ahead and pass. The Faithbound Judge will get another counter on it at this point. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And let's go ahead, we'll just create another body. We're just trying to wean off aggro here.
Back to wandering.
Back to wandering. Don't worry, you'll be back on your toes. No, in no time at all. So we can actually go for Hullbreaker Horror, and then go for March of Otherworldly Light, which would be a dangerous combo. So I love the Hullbreaker Horror along with the March of Otherworldly Light because it allows you. Oh, we have another Emperor. No, I'm just kidding. But they have to be kind of scared, right? So yeah, they're gonna get rid of the Fading Hope. That's fine. No big deal. Go ahead and pass here. And I'd be very pleased to trade the Faithbound Judge, but unfortunately, this is going to be able to do some cool things here. Bloodtooth Harvester. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. We can cast the Hullbreaker Horror. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna trade the Faithbound Judge. I absolutely don't really care that much here. So they're gonna get rid of the Farewell. Not that it matters here. This is gonna go up to a 5/5. I'm actually just going to trade because I want to get this Hullbreaker Horror out. The Hullbreaker Horror is our win condition. And they actually can't kill the Hullbreaker Horror because we have March of Otherworldly Light that we can cast for 1. So, yeah, the chump block doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. But, come out, my beautiful beast. Time to come out. And we can always cast the March of Otherworldly Light here. And they can't, well, obviously they can't counter it, but they can't really get rid of it, though. So if they get rid of it, or try to, we can always protect it. Ooh, and that feels good. That feels very, very good. Now we got a Memory Deluge. Now we are cooking. Now we are cooking. So we can go for March of Otherworldly Light, and we could just pop this back, but I kind of just want to exile it. So if we do this, we don't have to miss. I guess we'll just use the Memory Deluge. I mean, I don't really want to miss a land drop here, and we could always go for March of Otherworldly Light. So I'm actually just going to use the Memory Deluge here. And just pop back the Image Storm Predator. Don't want to have to worry about you anymore. Like I said, we have two forms of protection, so I feel perfectly comfortable using this. So I guess we'll get the Deserted Beach and the Farewell. The Farewell. Yeah, well, I guess we might as well, right? Sure, we'll take the Farewell. I guess it's okay. We can always exile it with the March of Otherworldly Light if it comes to be that way anyway. This has Vigilance, and then they can use Den of the Bugbear. But if they go into Den of the Bugbear, we're just going to be able to use March of Otherworldly Light. So I guess we'll at least swing in with this. And this is so awesome. I mean, it's not going to be very mana efficient just because, but it still shows off the fact that you can get rid of Den of the Bugbear with just a measly 1, and they're just gonna take it. They're not going to go into Den of the Bugbear. 1, 2, yeah, they could if they wanted. So that's actually kind of interesting. Okie dokie. Crucible to defense. Oh, or defiance rather. So they're gonna create 2 1/1s. That's okay with me. Yep, that's all right with me. Seems okay. No need to get worried. Always also go for Faithful Absence and another March of the Worldly Light, Otherworldly Light. So it's fine. Do your worst. Do your worst. It seems they are thinking, but yeah, I think maybe, are they thinking to use the blood token? They might be pondering to use the blood token to fix whatever this is in. I'm just trying to get into my opponent's shoes here. That's probably what I would be doing. And our opponent, come on, no rope, come on. This is a good game. Don't be roping now. The Immerstorm Predator is plenty scary enough to do something here. So, okay. Let's see what you got for me here. We're still at 9 life, so I don't think that we're that threatened. Voltaire and Epicure, they're going to be able to ping us for 1, which is not good. I don't want to take any damage that I have to, but go down to 8, which is not great. I wonder if they're going to commit to the Immerstorm Predator, or are they going to go for Den of the Bugbear? So they're going to go for Anji, Maid of Dishonor. That is kind of okay with me. It's kind of okay with me. So they're going to create more blood. And they can, what, ping this off for 2? So I don't want to use... I mean, I could use Faithful Absence on it, which I will. And then we're going to use Farewell to get rid of all the artifacts that they've been making. So let's see what they want to do here. I mean, this is... Anji, Maid of Dishonor is definitely... scary, because they can just keep pinging us off with all this blood. For now, we're just gonna... Oh, they're actually just gonna do that. Well, okay, let's go for Faithful Absence. Just gonna hit the Anji, Maid of Dishonor here, and we'll go and just start popping off. We can use Farewell to exile all these artifacts. So I guess we'll just pop off this. Just kind of clear the board here. Don't want them to get the Harvester, anything that gets another battle effect. So that's fine with me. So they will get a clue token here, and we'll take my turn here, and this is going to be really cool. I'm going to use Farewell to get... They have 3 blood tokens and a clue token. I don't want them to have that. So I guess what we could do here is use Farewell. We'll use Farewell to clear the board. This is going to be a little bit interesting here. I guess we'll attack in. If they want to commit to blocking, we'll readjust, but they just let this go, which what I would imagine is what they do. We can use Farewell, clear everything, clear the board, and then we can protect our Hullbreaker Horror, and then if they go for Den of the Bugbear, use March of Otherworldly Light. So if they commit to blocking for some reason here, which I don't think they'll do, I think they'll just let it go, because they just want a precious attack on our face. We're not going to give it to them. Go down to 10. We're going to use Farewell here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to exile all artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments, not the graveyard. The graveyard we kind of want to keep here, and then pop this off, and we're going to save our own Hullbreaker Horror. Return our own Hullbreaker Horror to the hand. We'll get rid of the battlefield here. And I wish we had 4, but we only have 3, which isn't the end of the world. We're going to be able to use March of Otherworldly Light if they want to commit to the Den of the Bugbear. So they're going to use the Den of the Bugbear, and we're going to be able to use March of Otherworldly Light for a measly 1. We don't even have to exile anything in our hand. We just get rid of this for 1 measly white source. How good is that? So get rid of that. They can't really do anything. And now they're stuck with this Immerstorm Predator. Look how good that is. We take it. They know that it's all downhill from here. Let's go. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Mr. V. Not Mr. Beast, Mr. V. How are we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. We got Hall of the Storm Giants and Cave of the Frost Dragon here. Pretty gosh darn good. This is always the tipping point. Do we want to keep the Jwari Disruption? Yeah, we do. We're gonna go for Hall of the Storm Giants because especially because we have 2 here. We want to make use of getting these lands out. 3 is always kind of like that intermediate spot because like Jwari Disruption is really good, but okay, so we're going against blue. Okay, so I'm glad we kept it. Let's go for Cave of the Frost Dragon here, and now we can always go for Faithful Mending or Jwari, depending on what our opponent wants to throw in our mouth. Go ahead and do a little fixing here. Expressive Iteration. Let's go ahead and Jwari this. I don't want them digging into their deck, so let's go ahead and aggravate them a little bit there. Okay, so hopefully I was hoping maybe they wouldn't have another land source. Maybe they got screwed on land or something, but we'll go ahead and drop the Deserted Beach. We can go ahead and Faithful Mending, and yeah, I think we'll be okay. We do need, obviously, another land. Okay, alright, well, let's go for Faithful Mending here. Got much of Otherworldly Light. That'll be coming handy for the Hall of the Storm Giants, so we're gonna keep that. I want to keep the land as well. I think these farewells are gonna be underwhelming here. Don't want to. Yeah, I think I do. Like, these farewells are dead, right? I mean, I can't see them being worth anything in this matchup. So let's go ahead and do this. We can go for another Faithful Mending or a Memory Deluge. I know that we could, usually a lot of times I like to take the Faithful Mending and discard the Memory Deluge because you can always play it later, but these farewells are just going to be just absolutely dead in this matchup. There's nothing we benefit from, so. My turn. Okay, so I'll use the Memory Deluge now. Let's go ahead and dig up some goodies in our deck here. They can, oh, okay, so I was thinking maybe we had some sort of, counter or something. Oh boy, no Fading Hope. I guess we'll go for another Memory Deluge and Field of Ruin. Why not? I mean, got a Hall of the Storm Giants out, so. It's kind of an lucky spot, you know, kind of just sitting back. We'll play Field of Ruin to get rid of this Hall of the Storm Giants, and that is going to be about it. Can't really go into Cave of the Frost Dragon yet. So I really wouldn't even want to anyway. So let's see what they opt to do here. Oh, nothing. My favorites. Okay, well, I'm gonna go for Memory Deluge once again. I want to dig into a Hullbreaker Horror. If we can get into the Hullbreaker Horror, we'll be sitting pretty good here. And there's our lovely Hullbreaker. I want to get into a Saw Coming as well. That's going to be pretty nice. We can foretell that. Oh, we get another Hullbreaker Horror. So now we're cooking with some heavy grease here. I'm going to go ahead and play this for... Ooh, let's see if I can grab it. When this gets really bunched up, it's actually really hard to grab. Oh, goodness, it's hard to grab on my screen here. Because, like, the bottom doesn't really show for some reason on the resolution. Should probably look into that, but, you know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and let's foretell the Sod Coming. And then I think we'll just pass turn. I think we'll just pass the old turn here. Yeah, sure. We're still one off from being able to play Hullbreaker Horror. Expressive Iteration. I would like to counter it, but we'll let it go. We'll let this one go. I hate the Expressive Iteration. They get so much value from this card. It's kind of tempting to counter it. It really is. But I kind of want to use Field of Ruin. Maybe if we can't. So this comes out. Okay, so deals 2 damage to each creature. That's actually a cool little card. I actually like these little like tap lands here. So okay, and yeah, we might as well just pop off the Field of Ruin. I do see the Hall of the Storm Giants. We'll go ahead and pop this off. Do a little mana fixing as well for us, so it's pretty cool. So more Hall of the Storm Giants for you. We still have our Hall of the Storm Giants, which is really nice. I guess we'll go ahead and grab some white sources here. White needs a little bit of love right now. And we can actually go for another Faithful Mending. Sure, why not? Why not? We still have a Faithful Absence we can cast, so March of Otherworldly Light. Pretty good, pretty good. I guess we'll go ahead. We'll ditch this and... I guess we'll just ditch, yeah, these two removal spells. So now that we have 7 land, we can go ahead and set up for our lovely Hullbreaker Horror, but obviously we were going to want to flash it in. And because we have 2, that is really going to be really nice here. We could go ahead and use Hall of the Storm Giants as well, but I just don't really want to. We can go ahead, there's no really need to not go into this. Let's do Saw Coming here. Let's do Saw Coming. I don't want them using any more treasure tokens. I know we could get into Hullbreaker Horror, but if we let that resolve, they could go ahead and treasure, and I don't want that to happen. So okay. So our turn. More land. Land's fine. Land is fine. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and say go. Hopefully they don't have another Goldspan Dragon. I don't want them to get extra treasure. Then we cast the Hullbreaker Horror, and then they like kill the Hullbreaker Horror because we have no way of protecting it. Burn down the house. That is actually kind of okay. They're gonna create what, 3/1/1s with haste? That's actually okay with me. I don't mind that at all. Let's go ahead and use Hullbreaker Horror. I don't think that they can challenge us to kill this Hullbreaker Horror. And we also have March of Otherworldly Light because these are zeros. So March of Otherworldly Light should be able to take them, right? Because it's target artifact creature. Yeah, it's not like a non-land or something. So we can actually just pop this off. And March of Otherworldly Light is going to be absolutely key here. If they go ahead and somehow, I don't think they can, and then we just take it. It's really that. Oh, it's that easy. Jwari, how are we doing here? How are we doing here? This is a pretty slow hand. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. We're feeling dicey. We're feeling dicey. We can get into the Faithbound Judge on turn 3. We're facing aggro. This might be an uphill battle, but you know the Wandering Emperor allows us to do a lot of different things versus aggro. So I saw our opponent gives a hello. We're gonna give them the friendly mulligan hello because I did see that. Let's go and drop white. Let's go and drop white here. Maybe they don't know that we're running blue. We don't want to tip away any information here. So we've got the Luminarch Aspen R, so probably just some sort of mono white build here. Let's see if we can get them into control. Oh, there's the Fading Hope. We needed the Fading Hope really, really badly. So let's go ahead and drop this for blue, and we'll slide you over here. Yeah, let's be on our merry way here. So depending on what they drop here, we're going to be able to set up the Fading Hope, and they're going to use this. Let's just do that. Cool. No damage for me. We'll take the Deserted Beach. Look at that. That's hand fixing, scrying 101. Luminarch Aspirant comes out. Ooh, and they miss a land drop as well, so that is going to be tough for them. Let's go ahead and drop this Deserted Beach. And yeah, this is our only play. Let's drop the Judge. Judge and Jury. Here we go, baby. I mean, no one really plays the Faithbound Judge anymore, but I'm still kind of a believer, you know? I'm sure they're going to go ahead. They're going to put that on the Aspirant? That's a little bit weird. Why would you do that? You can just put on the Adversary to at least, like, you know, hopefully take away the Judge. So it's a little bit weird to me. But I'm going to drop this for blue. Doomskar. I don't really... Nah, I think we're going to go for the Emperor or the Deluge here. So let's go ahead and end the turn. Hopefully they get into another land or something. Because, okay, there's the land. There's a Land-a-Rooney. Elite Spellbinder. Ooh. Okay. Should we let this resolve? I mean, what can they take? They're gonna take what? The Emperor? Let's go ahead and just flash in this Emperor. I don't want them to take away the Emperor. So, and we can.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Wow, Emperor's got big words for you, Jwari. So they go ahead and take away the Doomskar, but we're gonna be able to use. See, I wonder what they're gonna do here. We're gonna be able to use the Wandering Emperor. For an instant speed the turn that she comes out. So, okay. So instead of, okay, that's a little bit strange. I don't know why they're not using the Adversary. They could swing in here and at least challenge with the Judge. That's why it's a little bit weird to me. So let's see what they want to do here. They're gonna take some casualties here. This is what the Emperor is about. Oh, okay. Well, should we create a body here? Do we create a body here, or do we use the, no, okay, I guess we'll just create a body. Why not? We're kind of just stalling then. I guess we'll use that.
We must protect the people.
We must protect the people. We must protect the people. Let's go ahead and, this is kind of a weird spot. We could go with Saw It Coming, or we could go for Memory Deluge, because I kind of want to get into some more land here. So just using Memory Deluge at sorcery speed to get a land, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm going to do it. And I don't see any land. Okay, well, we got Jwari. We can use Jwari. We can use Jwari. We can also go for Farewell, Faithful Mending. Yeah, we can go for Farewell. I think Farewell is pretty good here. Because Doomskar costs 1 less now. Yeah, we'll go and place this down. And we'll make 1 more body for good measure.
Guards, to me.
Guards, to me. Go ahead and fix this up here a little bit. And I think we're sitting okay. Faithbound Judge is going to be able to get rid of that icky defender. So, Elite Spellbinder, I'm assuming they're going to take, what, Farewell? Yeah, they're going to take Farewell. Okay. Not the end of the world. Let's see what they want to do here. Do they want to put this? I don't know why they're not putting on the Adversary. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter because now they finally get up to 4 power. And they're going to swing that way. That makes no sense. Why are you doing this? Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to put away that attack. That makes no sense. The Faithbound Judge can just wall you up pretty good here. I don't know what you're thinking here. Oh, they're gonna swing in here. on the Emperor. Well, let's go ahead and just block you. We'll trade with you. And I think we'll just let this through. We could let this through, right? No, I guess not. We might as well just use the -1 to just replace this. So, I guess we're just, yeah. So they take 2 casualties there. I don't know, man. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it's in your favor. Let's just drop this now. We could actually... It already has Vigilance, and it's already big enough for this, so... I guess we'll just do this. Why not? If they're that annoyed by the Emperor...
Remember your training.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and foretell this. We can't play a Deluge or a Hullbreaker Horror or anything, so I guess we just swing in with the Judge now. So down to 18 they go, and they're still obviously very threatened by this Emperor, so... And now the Judge can attack. Okay. We do have another Emperor. No, we do not. We do not. What happened to the Emperor? What happened to that? Okay, maybe I'm on crack. We do not have another Emperor. Kabira takedown. We could actually see this. Yeah, because they're so low on land. We might as well. Might as well just save the Emperor while we can. Okay. Now, if they give this to the Aspirant and swing in, should we trade? Should we trade? Oh, well, we're definitely trade with the Spellbinder. I'm actually just gonna let the Wandering Emperor is dead anyway. So let's just go ahead and do this. Sorry, Emperor.
Try not to miss me.
I'll miss you a little bit. Don't you worry. We'll make amends, though. We'll make amends. So Hall of Storm Giants is going to come in tapped, unfortunately. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. We'll be able to swing in with Vigilance here, 13 to 20. And as a control deck, we were actually beating aggro, so that's really nice. Once we get out the memory, once we get to the 7 mana sources here with the Hall of the Storm Giants untapping, it's pretty much going to be game over at that point. So this is actually kind of a funny situation. I'm actually just going to chump block here. Because we're a control deck. I know it seems kind of dumb, like we're just chump blocking here, but we are a control deck. No need to get crazy. We got all the power in the world. We can Doomskar, we can do a bunch of different things. So I am gonna opt to do that. So this is kind of funny. We just go for Field of Ruin here. We could actually just go for Hall of the Storm Giants and trade if they want to swing with this Aspirant. We could go for the Faithbound Judge. I mean, the opportunities are kind of endless here. So let's go ahead and just end the turn. I mean, we could just flash in the Hullbreaker Horror. We could do a bunch of different things here. So, yeah, I mean, the opportunities are literally everything we have within our disposal costs like 7 or more. Hullbreaker Horrors cost 7, Deluge costs 7. The Sinner's Judgment costs 7, Doomskar costs 7, and then the Farewell costs 8. So, Aspirant's gonna come out. This is gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. So they're gonna be able to get 2 counters here. So this is gonna be what, an 8/8? Yeah. Okay. I think we got plenty of damage to take. So I'm just gonna. The plan here is not to use Doomskar or anything. I'm gonna actually take this damage, and then we're gonna flash in Hullbreaker Horror, and then use Memory Deluge, and hopefully get some good value. Pop this all back to their hand, and I think we can close this out. So Hullbreaker Horror, time to go, baby. Let's get it going. Test the talents. We got another Hullbreaker Horror. I think we can just cast the Memory Deluge now. I kind of want to see if we can dig up for like a Fading Hope or something. So. Yeah, we'll go and swing here. I'm pretty comfortable with swinging in here. We'll be able to do a lot of different things here. I guess we could... So they're just going to chump block. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and just Memory Deluge. I know it's kind of silly to play it at sorcery speed. I want to just go ahead and just bounce this back. Okay, if they had something to protect it for whatever reason, I would kind of be a little bit more wary here, but now we got Fading Hope. Now that we have Fading Hope, it's pretty much over. And I guess we could go for Deserted Beach. We could go for March of Otherworldly Light as well, but we have so many things we can do here. I kind of want to just play my land, so we have Test of Talents and a Fading Hope. That way, if they have a kill spell, we can just use Test of Talents rather than use Fading Hope. So let's go and put this over here, boom, boom, and I think this game's pretty much over here. So they got Adelaine. It's not going to be enough. We're just going to be able to bounce that back. Luminarch Aspirant, and we'll go ahead and use Fading Hope on the Adeline, and we'll go ahead and use this ability, and this game is definitely over. Return target spell, we'll use the Luminarch Aspirant. Bounce those 2 back. Yeah, that's fine, does not matter, because we're going to be able to swing in with Hullbreaker Horror And yes, and that is good game. So we're back at the Hideout with the post-game wrap, and definitely gotta say, this deck was definitely pretty fun to play with. Absolutely love the Wandering Emperor and the alternate win conditions with Faithbound Judge and Hullbreaker Horror, Faithful Mending. That core worked very well. I'm absolutely love March of Otherworldly Light. This card is a rock star. Holy Moses. You need to get this into your control decks, and maybe just in your white decks in general. The fact that this thing can take care of a lot of different things is just bonkers. I absolutely love this card, so shout out to this. I think the worst matchup here probably Mill. Honestly, is it Mill? Like, if you're sitting here trying to control them, they're just gonna mill you out, unfortunately. That's kind of how that works. But other than that, I mean, you pretty much have a pretty okay matchup versus everything else. A lot of aggro decks can kind of steamroll you pretty quickly if you don't get like a Faithbound Judge turn 3 or a Doomskar. You can get kind of wiped out. So maybe a 4th Doomskar is worth it. Probably should be running a 4th Doomskar, especially if I'm going to be running Faithful Mending to discard the cards away if you're facing control and the Doomskar is not relevant. So I think maybe we go for 4 Doomskars. But other than that, I think this deck is pretty much good. So go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like that. It helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how ugly I am in the comments below, because anything helps, and I really appreciate all of you. But until then, I will see you on the next episode. ManaMan out.